Like the same story what he telling me is the same trap that I fell into. What's up, everybody? I'm Sticking Mo Kid Beats. This is Hit Rewind. So today we got a video. The topic is pretty much something that's near and dear to my heart. It's something that shaped my life to today. I'm not gonna talk as much in it, but if y'all want to actually find out more about my story on this, I mean, just ask me in the comments, and I'll just type away and I'll let y'all know more situation. But what it's about is the dark side of the prep academies and schools for basketball. I basically seen this video and I just wanted to do it to also give you a little shine a light about my story and the situation that's going on. But pretty much high school, I was okay. I was good in basketball, but I wanted to get recruited higher. So pretty much I went to a prep academy. I went there, but I also had a full ride scholarship on the table for track. Um, Broke records in my high school. Was 15th in the nation in high jump and everything. But my heart was music and basketball. So Atlanta was like the good situation. We ended up moving to Tennessee as far as my mom and them. She ended up going to Afghanistan. She pretty much wanted me to go to school and so I didn't take the full ride scholarship to track, which is dumb, but I wanted to play basketball. So I ended up moving down to Atlanta, went to the school called Atlanta Prep Academy. What goes on is you actually take college courses, but also play basketball for that school. So I get down there, didn't have no money, nothing. The only thing I had was like the military benefits that my mom gave me for school to pay for it. But like almost every college kid, like trying to figure it out. But pretty much I was calling the coach and stuff like that, was there, waited months. He never returned my call. Come to find out, the school, it was like fraud, or they lost funding for the school and then it went to school. So then pretty much I was just there, and then I just got into music and doing all this other stuff, and pretty much I made a life, and I feel like I'm doing well for myself. But I if I would have took that track, I wouldn't be doing YouTube or nothing like that. I would have been welled off. But I mean, at the end of the day, situations happen because it makes the better of you or make you better. So I feel like this journey was great. But like I said, if you have any more questions and you want to really find out what more went on with me, I don't care about sharing my life. Like, just ask me in the comment. But less about me. Let's go ahead and get to the video. This is my first time watching, so I really don't know what it's talking about. But I just seen something about the dark side of prep schools, and I wanna actually watch it. Y'all watch it with me. But if y'all got anything y'all want to ask or chime in, just go ahead and drop it in the comments. But here we go.
In 2017, a group of teenage basketball players arrived from all across the world to what they thought was their ticket to college stardom. It was a newly founded prep academy promising elite coaching and unlimited national exposure to college scouts. But once they got there, they found themselves living out of a converted garage and without sufficient food or hot water.
What?
Dreams were shattered, families' life savings were gone, and some even found themselves arrested and behind bars. Sadly, this wasn't an isolated event. This is the dark side of American prep basketball, where the pursuit of athletic excellence has opened the door to broken promises, corruption, and straight up fraud.
Yeah. Like what I just said. Like,
Now, prep academies weren't always like this. Schools like Montverde or Oak Hill Academy have been around for 100 years. During that time, they built their reputations first as prestigious academic institutions. Naturally, over decades and with access to funding, they developed elite athletic programs to go with it. And this produced NBA stars like D'Angelo Russell, Carmelo Anthony, and Kevin Durant. These schools became
crazy.
the gold standard, offering proper facilities,
Should've went to Oak Hill.
a well-rounded education, and legitimate access to college recruitment. Of course, all of this at a price, sometimes upwards of $60,000 a year. But around 2000, everything started to change. The rise of the internet and social media meant that high school players could become overnight sensations by one viral clip. And with that trend, basketball was becoming increasingly global, and the competition for these Division I scholarships was skyrocketing.
If you're enjoying the video, why not make it official? Go ahead and like and subscribe and turn it on the notification bell so you wouldn't have to miss any more moments. We got plenty of more videos on the way, and you will not want to miss what we got in store for you. We want to hear from you. Drop a comment and let us know what you want to see from us next. Help us build this community. So tap that like button, turn on the notification bell, and now back to the video.
On top of that, due to the NBA's recruiting cycle being mostly in the spring and summer, more and more attention was being placed on these summer basketball tournaments like AAU. College basketball recruiters
That's the crazy thing. I never
at these AAU summer tournaments.
That's the crazy thing. I never played AAU though. But hey, that's another story.
Making the traditional high school basketball season less and less relevant and more for just following up with guys you already knew about. This caused players and families to look for other avenues outside of high school to get more exposure to college recruiting. Then in 2006, the popularity of basketball academies really began to take off with the formation of Findlay Prep in Henderson, Nevada. Founded by automotive millionaire Cliff Findlay, it made no qualms about the fact that this school was solely for developing elite basketball talent.
We have one team, that's it.
It's nothing like any school you've ever been to.
Cliff recruited the best players from all across the country and bought a house for them all to live under one roof. The education part of the school was secondary and was outsourced to a local private school, Henderson International. And technically the model worked. Findlay Prep won national championship after national championship and produced NBA stars like Avery Bradley, Kelly Oubre, and Tristan Thompson. So the framework for these basketball factories was set, but not without skepticism.
The biggest storyline I'd say is that Findlay's not a real school. You know, our guys do what they want.
I thought it was going to be a huge campus.
The high school is just us.
Regardless, Findlay Prep's success sparked a gold rush. Dozens of similar academies.
That's when I went to Atlanta Metro, like the same story what he telling me is the same trap that I fell into. Like it
started sprouting up all across the country, promising the same formula: exposure, elite coaching, and a fast track to Division I basketball. But unsurprisingly, this new and unregulated market created a hotbed for fraud.
There are a lot of fly-by-night programs that's not accredited that, you know, can open up with a bag of money and say, hey, come here, an AAU program, and now let's go play a national schedule. So I get it.
Well, it's a pretty novel high school basketball concept. Shannon Forest Christian School will play host to something called the 22 Feet Basketball Academy, which their goal is to compete against the likes of Oak Hill Academy and other national powers and develop not only basketball players, but students in an area they found perfect.
In 2013, Mike Rawson founded a school by the name of 22 Feet Academy. It was going to follow the same model as Findlay Prep, housing all the players under one roof and outsourcing the education. And with Mike Rawson being from the UK originally and a former EuroLeague agent, his vision was to not only recruit domestic talent, but international as well. In no time at all, 22 Feet Academy was going to rival the likes of Montverde or IMG Academy with its elite coaching staff and facilities. However, it would only take a few short years for the facade to come crashing down. Rawson's vision quickly faded when bills for equipment and other necessities were going unpaid. The converted garage that upwards of 10 players were living in at a time was becoming vermin infested, and these promised upgraded facilities were nowhere to be found. The situation only grew worse when the authorities discovered that Rawson and his wife were running a visa fraud scheme. The consequences were devastating, including the arrest and deportation of Turkish player Mumin Tunk. The indictment stated that Rawson did not require regular school attendance, allowed students to take online courses in violation of their visas, and allowed them to transfer repeatedly without being properly sponsored on an updated Form I-20.
The Rawson duo was charged with defrauding the United States.
Nobody seemed to know all the other things that were going on underneath the surface. It seems to be the students that are the ones that are hurting right now.
Unfortunately, 22 Feet Academy isn't an anomaly. Across America, similar stories have been playing out. Unaccredited diploma mills churn out these fraudulent transcripts that often leave players ineligible to even play college basketball. Over and over again, we see these basketball factories closing without warning, leaving families without refunds and without many options. Even successful programs aren't immune. Even Findlay Prep had to close its doors back in 2019. The tragedy of the situation is it's not the 5-star recruits destined for the NBA that are suffering the most. It's the families that are betting everything on their child's dream. Parents draining savings accounts or taking out loans to pay tuition, desperate for that promised exposure to college scouts. Too often they're left with nothing but debt and disappointment, and sometimes for these international students, deportation. As competition for these college scholarships continues to intensify and international players increasingly vie for spots at American universities, the pressure on these young athletes and their families just continues to grow. And while there are still legitimate prep academies that continue to develop their talent the right way, the industry's dark side persists. It's all a cautionary tale of what happens when the dreams of a young athlete collide with corruption and unregulated greed. If you're considering going to a prep academy, do your research, check accreditation, talk with former students, and if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Okay, we'll start off by saying this. So pretty much, just to leave off of what I said, I didn't get to play AAU because pretty much I was a starting quarterback in high school. I played basketball and I did track. So my summers and everything was busy, and it was get a job or play sports, and I chose sports. Cause I mean, if y'all know, my mom was in the military and she provided and we had a good living. But yeah, I betted it all on going to this school, and yeah, it's crazy that a lot of people was dealing with this, because I mean, it was a new thing. I graduated around 2010, so around 2011 is when I was trying to go to school. And like I went to a school like dual enroll into like Atlanta Metropolitan College, take classes there and then go play basketball, and to get stuck to my whole dream get messed up. It's just as sad that happened. And then also it was mentioning some stuff that people was getting deported because of lies and schemes. Like, we were young. We don't know nothing about this. That's just always a hooper's dream, is trying to make it to the NBA or to a big stage. And for that to be ripped upon us, I know some people can't make it back or can't deal with it, but it's just, I pray to God and I thank God every day that, yeah, I have my downs and my ups and downs, but I'm here and I'm elevating. But it's some people that don't make it out of that. But at the end of the day, like, this is a real touchy situation. But I keep on saying, like, I wouldn't be myself if I didn't go down this path. It's just, I also think about, dang, what if I would have did this? What would have came upon it? Like, would I be even better? But I enjoy my life. I'm enjoying the people that I'm around or I have met, and the things that I pretty much got myself into and accomplished. So, I mean, if you got a story like that or know anybody about had something to deal with that, just go ahead and drop it in the comment and let me know or us know. But at the end of the day, touchy situation. But I'm Sticking Mo Kid Beats. This is Hit Rewind. Peace.